All right.
Awesome. Casting is up.
Hello. This is Loop Willow,
And this is Loop Not Gollum,
trying our hand at casting the first game together.
coming to you in recording from the same microphone.
Today we've got Nano versus Life. These are two really interesting teams. If you had asked me a month ago who I thought would win, I would definitely have said Life hands down. But Nano has really pulled it together. They're a team that is brand new and they are not to be messed with. They're super good. They have a lot of very interesting strategies, and I'm really excited to see how this game goes.
Yeah, I haven't been paying the closest attention to recordings of any of the Nano matches. I've just been seeing the results, and I've been pleasantly surprised by how well they've been doing against some of the other Dasher teams this season.
Yeah, they've been winning a lot of their matches, and I don't think we've ever played them yet, and
No.
I think that this one will be super close. I predict that they both will make checkpoint for sure.
Yeah. It seems like Future Chain was jumping the gun just a little bit, so to speak, on clearing that cart with the double shotguns.
And he's got the double shotties now. It's working out for him. Clears cart twice.
No one on Life is quite able to clear him out just yet.
Yeah. I mean, he no health, and he's still getting a bunch of kills. Clearing the cart, making sure that thing is not moving too fast.
Gets another one.
Oh my god.
This man can't be stopped. There we go, just as I say that.
Finally taken out.
It seems like Life's starting to get a clear on this first area. Nano's probably going to try for one more clear on the cart before pulling back and trying to take up defensive positions.
.com already grabbing the rockets. .com is a very good rocketeer. They've taken me out many times, and I think they kind of came out of nowhere too. I don't see them very often in pubs or anything, but they still just totally get a bunch of kills every time I see them.
Seems like Nano's still occasionally disrupting this cart, but not enough to fully stop it and clear it. Life is starting to make good time down this long stretch here.
Ooh, Stubbs get a double, getting taken out by Future Chain. Life is all the way pushed up into basically red spawn. Nano's really got to take him out if they want to stop that cart.
They're going to need to start grouping up just a little bit in order to solidly push through this wall of Life players, because now they're able to triple stack their party bus, as Dre likes to say. And they are cruising down.
Wow, making it to the bottom of the hill with 4:30, 30 seconds ahead of time. Generally, you want to make it to the bottom of that hill with 4 minutes left over, but they have just been moving that cart.
Let's see. Is there anyone on Life who's more kind of the dedicated cart person? It looks like they're almost about to clear it.
Under SMG bridge.
We'll see here in this third zone type area what Nano's really going to be made of, what the defense is really made of, because this is where the most time can be ate up. Although it's going to be very difficult because they're already to that bridge, past that bridge even.
Yeah, I've seen teams hold other teams here for 4 full minutes. It's definitely not impossible, but given just how much Life is in their face pushing that cart, I would be surprised if Nano holds them off.
It looks like .com on the rockets getting set up. They've got gold rockets. Love to see that of fellow Rocketeers. That's one good clear on the cart.
He's got the golden rockets too, putting a lot of time in, getting, what is it, 10,000 hit points or something?
It's something ridiculous. Okay, not quite missing that one rocket. Oh, that's rough. Jumping just in front of the cart and ending up dying. The Rocketeer's the one person that
needs to stay alive.
Yes.
You cannot let them go. Oh, shocking the cart from behind and getting on. That's very smart. I really would like to see Nano put more people on cart at this point. They're kind of just letting Life get these little micro pushes one by one because they're not preventing it by having a red on cart.
And once again, a little bit of a micro push because they didn't have the Nano player on the cart. They're starting to stack players on the cart now, though, so we should see slightly better hold as time goes on. But Life gets another micro push there, and they still only got 2.5 minutes to get this little section here.
That's a lot of time for not a lot of cart movement. Ooh, we got a huge group up by Life over here. Texas Toast barely getting taken out with a rocket. It looks like a lot of Nano surrounding cart. This is very impressive by Nano to finally pull it together. Life definitely needs to be clearing that cart. Oh,
And they just cleared it.
And is that checkpoint?
They got checkpoint. Very nice.
Oh man.
They're making very good time. That's about 2 minutes ahead of the minimum time that would be needed in order to make it through. Stubbs kind of doing some disruption, not quite getting anything out of it, but maybe pulling players away from the triple stack that's on cart right now.
Yeah, party bus. They're moving that cart. Cart gets a buff for every extra person that's on the cart with all these people on. Nano's really going to be hurting. They're going to be making really great time.
Wildcat with that preemptive shock twice.
Ooh. Wildcat just racking up the shock kills.
You can tell he's done this sort of thing a lot, both with the gold gun and just kind of knowing what to expect. It seems like he's probably used to riding the cart around here with the shock and getting cleared off.
Finally by the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Nano's got double Rocketeers. Future Chain kind of
that was
out
a
of
nice
position.
look away sort of shot. We'll see if he gets the second clear on the cart. He's
taken out by Texas.
Yeah, that tuck didn't quite work out.
There's two Texases in here. I didn't realize. We got Texas Hook and we got Texas Toast.
Nice. And on opposite teams, no less.
The Battle of the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
that was a very good headshot.
Let's see. Night Owl is one of life's best players. He's amazing. He beats me every time we 1v1. He is a force to be reckoned with for sure. He's a heavy disruptor. He will take all your dashes and he will kill you while he does it.
Seems like he's trying his best to just hold the position there. He did get taken out, but not before clearing a few nano members. Triangle room.
Ooh, held by multiples.
Mm-hmm. Stubbs didn't quite get the clear he was looking for through there, but that's hard to do by yourself. Life is still moving the cart while all of this is happening. Even if they lose 1v1s on the outside, as long as Nano isn't able to put anybody on the cart or clear Life off of it, then Life is still able to move forward and get closer and closer to that 100% victory.
Totally. And they're approaching the coveted 85%, where every team really struggles to get past that 85%. It's where you just have such an extreme spawn advantage as red. Every push, you're only getting a couple percent, but with 5 minutes left over to make it there, man, I have a hard time believing they won't make it to at least 90%.
Especially if Life keeps double or triple stacking this cart. That was a very good clear by, I think that was .com with the double rockets. It's good for them. They were able to acquire those rockets before Life took them out, but now without those rockets, we'll see if Nano can keep holding the cart here or if Life's able to get some more feet down the rail.
The cart is past the rocket now, so it's going to be much harder for .com to get those rockets up again. There'll be a lot of sightlines on it.
They're going to have to do some sort of full clear and then have .com move through, although he might have rockets now.
Oh, he got one.
He's being sneaky, trying to get
Still
some peeks on the cart.
Oh, nice shot by Stubbs. I'd like to see a little bit more grouping up by Life right now. They're kind of just trickling in, but I mean, I guess it's working. Look at that cart just moving.
Especially when it's Night Owl who's on the cart. They just took out half the team there. That was very good by him.
And here's the 85%. Now Life is really going to need to start putting their A game on.
They've made it past that little wall there. We'll see if Life starts taking different routes to the cart or if they're going to keep pushing down main rail. I mean, it seems to be working so far, but this is often the point where you need to start really emphasizing group ups, as well as emphasizing that everyone move in at the same time from different angles, split the focus of red.
Exactly.
Looks like they tried something with double shields, took some attention away, but
they got 3 kills, but it wasn't enough. 2 left over to just clear that cart.
That was a good recovery by Nano. Wildcat's going ahead and taking double rockets here. Interesting offensive strategy.
Right. I believe Wildcat is one of Life's captains. I believe he's also one of the older members of Life. He's, I don't know exact age, but he's definitely not the usual, 20 to 30s that you see in Dash League.
Nano's still holding the cart here. That's good. This is one of their better holds so far this match, because they're taking up defensive positions, getting some crossing sight lines. They don't have anyone on the cart though, which, I mean, maybe that's part of their strategy. They want to have people in safe positions and then they can jump onto it if they need, but they keep letting Life get an inch at a time.
Uh-oh. I don't think Future saw someone got behind him. It was Texas Toast. Let's see if we can get to him. Oh, he's on cart. He's just moving it, getting that good flank into Shotgun
And
Alley.
he almost got another kill there, but the rest of his team is right behind him. So now they're going to be shocking the cart. Nope, got taken out.
Shocking the cart normally would work, but since Nano isn't putting anyone on cart, shocking it just isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, they keep taking out the rest of life as they push forward.
Exactly. I think I'd like to see him shocking other areas. It looks like we got multiple people up in this little bunker area, someone on health pack. Those would be the areas to shock now. Ooh, Future getting a double.
But once
Can he
again,
get a triple? Triple! Oh.
very good for Future getting 3 kills, but once again, Life pushed all the way around that corner while that was happening. There was no one on Nano on the cart.
92% with 2 minutes left. I mean, 2 minutes to make 8%, and now that the cart is fully around that corner, they get the protection of the shield. Only now Nano is putting 2 people on cart, but I think it's too little too late. If they'd done it sooner, then maybe they wouldn't have made it this far.
We'll see. The Nano had, to their credit, they have been fairly decent in these 1v1s and team fights. They just aren't quite in the right location to make sure the cart doesn't get moved. So now that they're hanging out around cart and really focusing on it, they might be able to hold them for the rest of the minute and 46 seconds that are left.
Oh, look at that. 5 people just all right on the cart.
If Life gets some explosives up, that could be very devastating.
Oh, and there they are.
Speak of the devil. They've got 2 different players, maybe even 3 on explosives. That's
Whoa.
a lot of rockets.
This might be it for Life. They might just score right here.
Oh, and
so
they held them.
close.
97%, minute and a half left. Looks like Stubbs moving in with the shield. They're doing very well with the group ups here. Stubbs does get taken out.
Night Owl pushing him completely alone. He really should have waited for his teammates there. Cornbread getting a flank, but I worry that it's a little too late. I mean, if his team had been there, then he would have been better utilized. But it doesn't look like Nano's checking this flank, so he can just sit here and wait for his team. Hear it on comms that they're about to push and get a couple kills. Just like that.
There's one.
Oh, he's
And
on
there
cart.
Oh,
Oh.
99%. There we go.
you go. With 48 seconds left, 100%. This is going to be hard for Nano. Let's look at the scores. Leading on kills in Nano, we got Future Chain 46 and 24. That's a very good
Very
KD.
good. Almost 2. Almost a solid 2.
Meanwhile, on Life, we got Night Owl with 36 and 20. However, this is kind of what you expect. When you're on blue team, you're pushing that cart, you're throwing yourself on cart, you're dying just for that few percent. You're usually not focusing on kills too much. You usually expect red to have a lot of kills and blue not to have too many. But even for blue team, almost everyone on Life is going positive, and it's going to be hard push for Nano.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with Nano definitely not losing 1v1s at some egregious rate, even with Future Chain on their team getting a very high KD. They're not doing poorly in these 1v1s. They just weren't quite focused enough around the objective, and it seems like Life was. So we'll see how Life does on their defense. If they're able to hold them at this checkpoint, that's just going to be it. Got Night Owl behind the cart. Seems like they were able to clear it along with their teammate on the shocks. I didn't see who that was. Maybe .com. Nope, .com's on Nano.
Well, the cart's made some good movement so far.
They haven't. Oh, until just now, they hadn't taken out Night Owl. But it seems they've got this first zone area cleared. They're pushing up. They're trying to hold Life out way away from the cart, so they can't even attempt to clear the double stack that they have going on here.
And the double stack is going to make up a lot of that time. I mean, 1 minute and they're already rounding this corner. That's pretty decent time. That means they got 1 minute to get to the bottom of the hill, but even then, 30 seconds if you want to keep on par with Life.
But they got cleared out on that corner. That's going to make things a lot more difficult. They need to be very consistent on their cart pushing to make sure that house is clear too. Stubbs is still in there.
Oh man, it looks like they got 2 Life behind. Just taking out one of them. You can still see the shots coming in. I'd like to see a little bit of setup from Life, or Nano. Life has got the rockets, and Nano's going to have to focus them if you want to push that cart.
Yeah, until they take out Wildcat there.
There you go.
Very nice clear, nice push up. And no one's clearing Future Chain, so they're just able to clear out the rest of the Rocketeers here and solo push the cart. Good for them.
Amazing job by Future Chain. I believe he's also the captain of Nano. Just really killing it. Oh look, the cart entering the bottom with 4 minutes, so only 30 seconds behind Life, but on par with what you'd consider a normal game. So definitely not a bad push by Nano, just ever so slightly
They're
behind
able to
Life.
keep this consistency up until the bridge and then make some final pushes to the checkpoint. They'd pretty much be on par with what Life's at.
Double rockets up, so even with Wildcat down, Cornbread is still going to be able to blast that cart. It's definitely in the meta to keep as many rockets as you can, really. Just keep clearing that cart. I like Cornbread's skin on his rockets too.
Oh yeah. Very nice. So what is that? Is Wildcat on rockets as well right now, or is it just Cornbread here?
Let's see. Wildcat grabbing a rocket now.
So they probably have 2 people dedicated to rockets when they can get it.
Oh, Cornbread getting a double. It looks like they only got 1 rocket with Wildcat right now, but it doesn't seem like they super need it. I mean, they're getting a lot of clears.
Nano's starting to push up. Stuff, see if this is a group push or not. Mecker got taken out. Is there anyone else on Nano left around?
Tread.
Tread and 1 person on cart.
Tread's a great player.
Yes, very good.
Oh, 3 people next to cart. That's good for blue, but
not when they get taken out. They did clear those rockets, and the rest of the team, they're able to get some inches and push up towards this objective. Future Chain on a roll right now. Does he get another? He does get another one.
Future Chain is killing it. Are they going to make checkpoint with even more time than Life did?
That was a very good clear on Future Chain. Very good follow-up from the rest of Nano.
Wow.
If Life wants to hold Nano at this checkpoint, they're going to be hard pressed. They're going to have people dedicated to the cart the entire time, making sure they don't get an inch.
Oh, and speaking of, one thing I would like to see out of Nano is not taking that main rail as much. They keep gliding up that main rail where 4 people can see you and just blast you. You don't stand a chance when you're riding the rail just like that.
It is nice seeing Cornbread on cart with the shield. kind of being like a bullet sponge, and having the rest of the players on Nano need to focus them if they want to move the cart. But they can be more difficult to take out with that shield, which takes a lot of finesse to use correctly, by the way. I can't do anything with the shield. It looks like Nano also using the shield in order to push this cart past the checkpoint.
Amazing job by Mecker, sticking on with the shield, just staying alive so he can push that cart.
I think they're only like 20 or 30 seconds behind where Life was at this point, so they're moving forward very well. It seems like both of these teams have a very good offense, and
maybe need to work a little on the defense.
Yeah, still decent, but they're both able to push through each other's defenses. Okay, they've got a double stack on the cart. If you remember, Life had a triple stack here. We'll see which strategy works better for each team. It seems like the rest of Nano wants to push up and make sure Life can't even approach this cart.
Oh man, looks like a lot of Life respawning right now. Finally getting the positions they need to be.
There's only 1 left on cart.
Oh,
and none
Night
left
Owl
on
clear
cart. Good clear for Night Owl.
I don't think Life got cleared once in that area, so definitely Nano is going to be behind a little bit more than Life was.
They've got some recovery on that cart. They're back to double stacking, which is good for them. A lot of jumping around through the shotgun room.
It looks like Stubbs didn't even know where he was going. They didn't even know Stubbs was there.
Okay, we've got Wildcat once again with the rockets. We'll see if they're able to get a cheeky clear. Ah, but it looks like they almost didn't need to. The rest of their teammates was on it.
Killing himself. Hate to see it.
Well, that's what happens when a shield player jumps straight into your face. You just rocket and hope. Someone's going to explode in that situation.
Absolutely.
And now Nano's starting to double and triple stack this cart, now that they know they have cleared out
a lot of
area
life
here. Yeah. Life just trying their best to recover some sort of foothold in this area, but Nano's just able to cruise right on through. Life not quite able to get behind the cart.
Cart's still moving. I mean, I think they're on par with Life by now.
Yeah.
Double stacking the cart at all times.
I think you were right about this earlier. They're both probably going to make it to the 100%, and it's really going to be about the time that they make it to the end at. Which, if if Nano is able to keep this up, they could have a decent chance of making it past that 40 or so seconds that Life had.
I believe it was 48 seconds that Life made it. I don't have any of the cool knickknacks that G-Man and Dre have of time to beat and all that fun stuff.
We got .com on cart, rest of Life cleared out. They're still able to move forward. Nano's recovering some sort of foothold around the cart. Life not quite able to clear everybody that they need to clear off of it.
Man, Nano is really just moving that cart even with micro pushes at this point, they're making great time.
It seems like now that Nano is able to put to use that ability to keep up with life in the 1v1s, coupled with being able to, or being forced to go onto the cart and move it at whatever pace works for them, they're able to push the cart forward when they keep winning these team fights. We've got Wildcats on the rocket way in the back here. We'll see if Nano ends up taking them out as they keep pushing the cart forward. The issue with rocketing from so far back here is it takes a very long time to get the rocket all the way to the cart, and if you mess up the initial launch of the rocket, then you won't know until it hits very far behind or in front of the cart. So as long as Wildcat's able to be consistent, it could be much more difficult for Nano to get any future pushes in the cart here.
Absolutely. We're seeing .com just killing it, by the way, on blue team, grabbing a rocket on offense. Not a super common. But yeah, I really wish I would have seen some more kills out of him. Looks like they got a flanker way out of position.
And they took out Wildcat there. No more rockets for Life right now. Although it seems like Life is able to hold at the cart, not letting Nano get any sort of movement here.
Yeah, I think Nano lost any lead that they had against Life. Stealth's frustrated. Maybe the kill steals? Oh man, more main rail riding. I mean, and they get taken out by Cornbread, who just had a great position.
I think there's one member of Nano left around the cart, probably going to wait for the rest of the team to catch up before pushing forward. Maybe there's going to be a flank. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Oh, Necker pushing up alone, but it actually ends up working out.
And Wildcat has these rockets once again.
Looks like they got a flanker going through Shotgun Alley, and just immediately taken out by Wildcat. Amazing rockets by Wild here.
And now they're underneath that bridge. They're going to be safe from rockets for just a moment, unless Wildcat moves forward.
They do make it at the 85% with 3 minutes left, which I do believe that Life was pretty close to that, maybe a little bit closer to 4 minutes. So Nano's not too far behind. If Nano gets a couple really good pushes here, they could make it, but right now it's looking like it's going to go to Life if things keep going the way they are.
Because remember, they do have to make that 48-second or so 100% time.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Looks like some issue with the cast or the server here. Hate to see it. Let's hop right back in here. There we go. We barely missed anything. Got Tread on the shocks, going to try and keep the cart clear from afar. Takes out one member of Life, that's Cornbread. I don't think there's anyone else on Life directly around the cart.
Wow, Tread just moving that cart.
Nano must have had some sort of team clear, except for Wildcat in the back with a good rocket. Able to give Life that breathing room they needed to set back up and stop the cart once again.
Mecha really standing back here with some rockets.
If you want to take a different view closer to the cart and see how close Mecha is getting to the cart with those rockets.
Let's see it. Oh, it doesn't look like he's aiming for cart. It looks like he's aiming to just get any hits that he can.
This Mecha made it onto cart. Got a few inches, but ended up dying there. It seems like Nano's starting to trickle in here, which you don't want to see them doing if they're wanting to make it to the 100% there.
Absolutely.
And it's getting more and more difficult for Nano to really move up. I think this is something that some edge that Life ended up having over them is they always, almost every time, seem to move in all at once, whereas Nano is doing that about half of the time. Not quite what you need in order to make it into a good team clear and push the cart forward with no one else shooting at you, especially when Wildcat is way in the back with the rockets and no one else is able to take them out.
Absolutely. Look at that. All 5 of them riding main rail up and just gets taken out by, I assume that was Night Owl. Let's take a look at the scores real quick. Night Owl going 81 and 42.
But Future Chain with almost 100 kills this match.
Wow. Definitely a couple of top killers. If you look at the score difference, Night Owl with 10,000, the second was 7, and over Future Chain almost with 10,000, and the second place almost with 7,000. So very even teams. It just seems like Life was better able to get those group ups, and Nano wasn't quite able to do that.
Yeah, we'll see how far Nano can get here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to win this payload match anymore.
We will have a waterway match after this. I do hope that Nano is very aggressive on waterway so that we can see a control point.
Especially with them being much better in team fights, it seems, than team coordination. Not to say that their coordination is bad, but just not quite on the level that Life seems to have, which could be beneficial on waterway, especially with Future Chain getting 96 kills and 62 deaths. Both the highest kills and second lowest deaths on their team.
Right. All right. Well, that's gonna go to Life with 87%. I mean,
good matches from both teams.
Definitely good from both teams. I think that Nano definitely needs to work a little bit on their final pushes there, but overall, really close game.
Yeah, you can tell that all of these are pretty solid players who have played with each other for a while, and generally know what they need to do to accomplish that objective.
Yeah, well, let's hope that they don't need to do too much talking and can just get right to the waterway.
Or maybe we can just hang out here in the lobby for a bit and talk about how that triangle doesn't have any points. I'm not sure.
Well, do you have any predictions for waterway?
Honestly, based on how the last match went, if they keep Future Chain on the roster, Nano could edge out a win on waterway. I think it will be close, but it might be one of those matches where both teams score quickly, and even if the score ends up being something like 3-2 for Nano, it would only take like 10, maybe 15 minutes. Wouldn't take the whole time. I feel like that's how this waterway match is going to go.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I definitely predict that Life is going to be very aggressive, maybe keeping one person on their base for pistol sniping, but, you know, I know that Night Owl, he's just a beast. He will be in the enemy's base the whole time. Oh, it looks like they actually sub out Night Owl.
Yeah, they've gotten... And was Meg in the launch pad? So it seems like Meg, King Quicko, and Bleep are all being switched into this match. Maybe some of the Life members had to leave, or they've been working on some different team comp for Waterway. Yeah,
it's definitely been a long time since we played Life. I'd be very interested to see how they change their strategy.
And it looks like Nano is still waiting for that fifth player there. Hopefully they didn't have someone drop. That would be really unfortunate for them.
Well, luckily they got a lot of time to come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bringing in Butterspoon, who doesn't have the Nano name. He will get an angry DM about that if he does not. We'll even fix that pretty soon. Oh, looks like he's leaving. Butterspoon, I've not seen much of. I've seen a lot of the Nano players playing. We've scrimmed them a couple times.
I've seen a lot of the Life players playing also.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Butterspoon may be going to be a little bit of a wild card this match. We'll kind of see how they end up playing here. What's going to be very important here on Waterway is the opening for every single round. That can really determine how the rest of the round is going to go, because some teams are able to get a complete clear on the enemy team right away and score in something like 30 seconds, or
as we saw with the D versus Onyx game, with D making a score an average of every 45 seconds.
Yeah, and that just goes to show the importance of teamwork here. But if either team is not quite able to get that initial quick push, it can mean that the round is going to last a lot longer. As the teams kind of get into a flow of each other's movements and just try and push back and forth and cap all three buttons. Looks like Life has dropped another player. Maybe they're going to be switching something around in their settings, or having some sort of audio issue.
More switching out. Something interesting about Meg. I believe Meg just joined Life because Meg and Night Owl are living together or something like that. They are both working together. What's that?
No, and just interesting. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah. I believe they're dating and are, killing it together in the league. I think it would have been fun to see them playing together on the same map, but clearly they have their different skill sets.
That's something that I've noticed with our experience playing the league here, as well as some of D, that just having that knowing each other in real life aspects, sometimes it can help with coordination pretty well. You can know what to expect out of the other players.
Absolutely.
Communicate more often.
Us on Loop have a lot of personal experience with that.
Hmm.
And they are bringing in Night Owl. Oh, Night Owl and Meg. Let's see it together. I think something else that's kind of fun is I think Life has a lot of older players on it, and Nano has a lot of very young players, like not 15 years old or around that area. So
versus some that are on Life that are in their 60s.
Yeah,
50s
like 50s or 60s,
something like that.
So a little bit a battle of the ages, I guess.
All right, looks like they're ready to start here. Let's see how they open up.
Match starts in 3.
All right.
2.
Looks like several on Nano are going to be pushing that bottom rail, maybe going straight to B, or just going all the way through to the enemy point.
Oh, there you go, Night Owl.
Life went ahead and grabbed their own point as well as B. They just need to get that enemy point on C. Blue has taken their own point now.
Blue takes B.
Life just needs to get a clear on B and make sure that Nano can't pick it back up. They're methodically moving forward. Night Owl gets taken out, and now Nano has a good hold on B. Looks like this is going to be one of those more back and forth rounds.
Totally.
It seemed on the outset there that Life was going to get a very quick push into the enemy base, but Nano was just about able to hold it. .com not quite able to get any benefit out of hiding in the enemy base there. We'll see if the Future Chain does. No, they do not.
Dang.
A lot of people riding this bottom rail there, trying to get into the enemy basement, while the rest of their teammates ride through the top of B and try and keep that clear. Looks like Nano has the advantage currently. Meg making their way top of B. They have to beat .com in that 1v1.
Oh man, having to face two, that's always difficult. Let's watch some Future Chain. Future Chain killing it on the launch pad. I hope that he gets a lot of kills here on the waterway.
Yeah.
Takes B.
Night Owl with a current KD of 6 versus 4 deaths, as well as Texas Toast 6 and 4. It seems like slightly more balanced kills and deaths on Nano, though it can be kind of hard to tell on the initial outset of the rounds. Seemed like Nano had a countdown for a moment, but Texas Toast was able to get that counter on B. And now it's all the way to Life getting the countdown with a counter on B from Butterspoon.
I love when it switches immediately. That's always the most exciting to see.
Alright, Red's got a current hold. If they're able to hold these buttons and make sure Nano can't get anything.
That's a score for Life. Look at that.
Good for them. That's about, what is that, 2 minutes?
Yeah, just about.
Good on them, good on them.
Go. Blue takes B.
Initial rollout, we can see .com moving into the basement.
First elimination.
Nano not quite able to get B like I think they'd hoped. It seems like their strategy right now is to have everyone push back, or push out immediately, and then when someone dies, they go and get C afterwards, so that hasn't quite happened yet. Maybe because they're trying to make sure that Life can't push into their base.
Oh, finally capping their own base. In my opinion, too little, too late.
Though they do have B, or they had B.
Yeah, they sure did.
So I thought they were trying to get a foothold there, but not quite able to follow up on it.
It's Fred.
There's a lot of blue players on the bottom rail.
Yeah, if I was Life, I'd be sending a lot more players through my basement to make sure that no one can be in my basement. Future Chain's holding down B. Good accuracy there, getting a long-range kill. Getting taken out by Pistol Sniper.
By another long-range kill.
Oh man, countdown for Nano.
But they didn't have anyone on B
caps.
once Future Chain died.
They didn't have anyone on B or on A.
It seems like both teams are making use of pistol sniping. I'm not sure if any of the members of either team are dedicated to it, or if they're just doing it when it's convenient for them.
No, I think I saw Night Owl there pistol sniping for a bit. It seems like Tread definitely is dedicated to a bit more longer range, but I think over on Life they just kind of pistol snipe when they feel like it. Life just needing B. They got 2 on the enemy base, which is a good sign for them.
See if they're able to hold it. Around the time that they lose C, they get B back.
4 Life just died. If I had seen that, I would call out to my team to push out as fast as possible. You want to get to B before Life can really take the... Oh, look at that. .com. Can he get a triple? Not quite.
Some crazy jumps there, though. They were able to distract the enemy for a while. And maybe that would have been what helped Nano get a hold on B here.
Oh, a countdown for Life. Or
We'll see if
Nano.
Bleep's able to get that counter.
There you
Doesn't
go,
look like
Nano.
Wins
Where
this
was Bleep
round.
at? Let's see.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that thump in the back here. Oh, we've got Nano on the opening of the round. I don't think we have watched Life either of these two times. It does look like Nano immediately took their button this time. That's good on them. Taking a lot more of a defensive position here, which I don't know whether that's going to be working out for them.
Yeah, generally speaking, you want to be the more aggressive team. I mean, those pistol snipers definitely are oppressive. I know a lot of teams really struggle to take care of a pistol sniper, and some teams, they just totally take them out. Pistol sniping is definitely a very interesting trade-off in that you don't have someone pushed up and, you know, fighting with you, so you turn everything into a 4v5. If I'm in your base, I know that I can't rely on at least one of my teammates to come help me out.
It's also one less person pushing buttons, but
Exactly.
that way you're able to have the sniper hang out in the base and take out anyone trying to sneak through and take your button. As well as, if they're good enough, they're able to take out enemies from very far away. Though it does look like Bleak started to get a countdown, but
Just missed it. Getting
so
greedy with
Bleak
the
was
dash.
taken out, Nano able to get their own button back. Now that Life has respawned, the push is going to start one more time.
Oh,
Night Owl, good single clear, not quite able to get the double, or I guess triple clear that they
That
would have
he
needed.
yeah. Oh,
.com making their way steadily to the enemy button,
.com, a very good player.
waiting
Also
to
another
take it
very
and
good
kill
player.
the rest of Life before pressing the button, and then getting taken out by King Quicko.
Quicko being the only one alive on life and just barely saving his team. Man, I'm seeing a lot of Nano in Life base. You know, honestly, I'm surprised. I thought Life would be a lot more aggressive than this. It looks like Life is just losing a lot of their 1v1s. They've
And
only
that's-
got one player going positive on Life.
And I keep bringing this up. I know I've said it a lot about Launchpad, but that really seems to be where Nano's skills lie, is just being able to win these 1v1s. Life may have a slightly better teamwork, but if Nano's able to just keep winning these fights and moving forward to whichever button is needed to be pressed, it's pretty straightforward. Teamwork obviously is important in any game mode of Hyperdash, but if you're able to just win most of your 1v1s, you can always hit a button.
Just barely not able to hold that button against Nano. That was very exciting.
Very close, and Life is getting another countdown.
Oh man,
They've got another countdown. If Night Owl was able to take out Butterspoon, that probably would have been a point, but just not quite able to get that kill there.
looks like there's no life in Nano spawn anymore, so if I was Nano, I'd be pushing out, but it looks like all 5 of them are in their spawn, just desperately scared and pulling up and trying to survive. Oh,
One
Nano
of them
got B.
did sneak through and get B though.
Oh, Meg just barely getting taken out. Waiting for the dash. Waiting for the dash is always a very interesting one. Of, you know, every second you're waiting for the dash is a second you're not helping out. But if you can really utilize that dash, it could be, you know, you could get a whole team life.
Having a dash advantage at the start of a fight can
Make or break it.
easily
Yeah.
make or break a fight. Looks like Nano was able to get most of the clear on B. We'll see if they take it. Oh, maybe not. The rest of Life was able to come back and help recover it. Some good jumping by Night Owl.
Right. A lot of life on B. I would have expected them to start pushing out a little bit sooner. .com stealing life's dash.
And now Nano's getting a countdown here.
Is Nano gonna get it? Oh, not quite. But .com still just disrupting their base and barely getting taken out.
This point is the most back and forth of all of them. I think this is pretty much the point where both teams have figured out each other's flow and are just trying to get a small leverage one way or another in order to get that cap that they need. But
Totally. But it looks like they get cleared out of their base, so life now finally has a little bit of breathing room, and they need to take advantage of that to not breathe and instead push onto B. Oh,
Blue team getting another score. There's still just enough on life in order to get that counter. Future chain taking someone out and then getting taken out themselves.
It always hurts when you click it and then die. It's like, can't do anything. Uh-oh, Meg looking like she's out of dash. Nice, get that button. Future Chain getting a kill on that main row. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the scores right now. We've got Night Owl doing top score on life with 32 kills, 23 deaths, and I assume a lot of button pushes there.
Uh-oh.
Countered.
Did Night Owl just crash? The game's still running. Oh, Night Owl's
Night
back.
Owl's back. That must
Probably
have been
just
some
lost
sort of
tracking.
issue with tracking or the casting. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Future Chain, second from the top score on Nano, but top in the lobby on kills. They're doing a lot of work there trying to clear out buttons and
Less pushing them.
Blue takes
yeah.
B.
probably letting the teammates fall up behind, especially when Future Chain ends up in the life base a lot this round.
Blue
Who's in
takes
first? Is
B.
it .com? Yeah, .com has been pressing those buttons like crazy. It just goes to show you that pressing buttons really is the name of this game. You can get as many kills as you want, but if someone is pressing buttons a lot, they're going to point you every
Blue
single time.
team scores encountered.
It seems like at this point in the match, Nano is getting a lot more countdowns than Life was. In the beginning, it was all about Life and Nano trying to recover and recover and make sure that Nano can't get that score, or make sure that Life can't get that score rather. But Nano seems to have started to figure something out and is able to get into that enemy base a lot and just win these fights that they need to be winning.
Oh man. Night Owl there in a 1v3. Looks like he gets taken out. Texas in the base though.
Red getting a countdown.
Uh-oh.
Seems like they were countered on B. They didn't have enough of Nano cleared out. There were still 4 left. So that was going to be a difficult countdown anyways.
Man, a lot of life dying. I mean, this is very interesting to watch. It seems like Life has really fumbled the lead that they had up here in the beginning. It's definitely looking like a Nano victory is going to happen now. If Life doesn't switch up their strategy, start getting some more kills, start getting some more button presses.
Yeah, at this point, Life just isn't winning these 1v1 fights or these team fights quite at the rate that they need to in order to win. It looks like all of Life died here.
Oh man, a total lockout.
That was a good lockout for Nano.
Yeah.
Now that Nano's ahead, Life is the one who has to be more aggressive in order to try and get that score before the 13.5 minutes that are left are up.
Blue takes C.
Oh, Future just avoiding death right there. That was very impressive. Can he get a double? Not quite. He's going to focus the button over the kills. Could be the death of him, but it wasn't. Gets a triple kill.
Probably trying to draw some of those Life members back so the rest of the team can get B.
Blue team score countered.
And then gets taken out just as the countdown was happening. Nano does have the advantage currently. They have a hold of B. Looks like Future Chain not quite able to get either top dash or bottom dash, but the rest of Nano is on B, holding it down.
I'd like to see Nano start pushing up now. When you have that many on B, you generally want to start pushing up unless you're, planning some sort of group up activity. Oh, Future running out of bullets.
Red takes A. Blue team scores
Come on, can Meg.
Red
Oh.
takes A.
Leap right behind Meg. Oh my god, it's Butterspoon getting a double. Looks like he's still camping. Oh, Butterspoon getting a triple. Let's go to Butterspoon.
Seems like Butterspoon was a very good player for Nano to choose to switch in here.
Blue team
Oh.
Really showing their pillars here as a good 1v1
Is this it?
fighter.
Oh
Very
my
nice.
god.
Okay, Quicko not quite able to get that headshot they needed to clear the button.
Wow.
Good job on Nano. Good job
Yeah.
on both teams, but like I predicted, Nano being able to win those fights more often than not really carried them in this game. And it might carry them in Control Point too, which is going to be our tiebreaker match up next.
Absolutely. Control Point definitely is also a map that is just kind of how many kills can you get? And click the button when you can. Night Owl getting 41 and 32, top scoring over on Life, and Future Chain, dasher of Waterway, 51 and 33 with 10,000 points, but .com barely behind him with 10,000 points, only going 40 and 33, showing that .com was really just pressing as many buttons as they could get.
Probably helping them. You gonna just launch some garbage in my face like that then? Anyways, what was I saying? .com probably able to help Nano get a lot of those countdowns that they needed by just pushing forward and focusing the button and letting Future Chain and the other teammates focus on actually holding it or taking out the rest of the Life members. Looks like Life is switching out 2 of their players once again to try and get whatever their Control Point roster is, but Nano is going to be keeping this same loadout here. Makes sense. Having a similar group for Waterway and Control Point. They're not the same. It's 3 buttons versus 1, but it's somewhat similar strategies of just outkilling your opponents at the right time. and getting some good positioning so you can have some crossing sight lines and make sure you can hold down the button for as long as possible.
Totally. Yeah. Control Point definitely is a fun one to watch. I think Control Point, it's one of the least played ones just simply because you only play as a tiebreaker, but I think it's one of my favorites to watch just because it really shows the perfect mix of Launchpad is a lot of teamwork and kills don't necessarily matter as much, while Waterway seems to be a lot more kills, a lot less teamwork. I think Control Point is the nice healthy medium of you have to get a lot of kills, but you can't do it alone. I don't think anyone can win a Control Point completely on their own.
Plus, it's exciting when it's so back and forth all the time.
Absolutely.
Hopefully these teams are very even. I'm honestly going to put my bets down for Nano. I think it's going to be within 40 or 30 seconds of each other, but I think Nano is going to be ending up getting the 300 before Life does.
I think I agree with you. My prediction was going to be Nano gets 300 and 250 for Life, but you know, we are a Seoul affiliated team. You know, I guess we got to kind of support Life. I mean, honestly, whichever team wins, I think it just shows that this was a really good game.
Mm-hmm. These are two evenly matched teams with different skill sets that mesh in different maps very well.
Mm-hmm. I believe these are also both Sprinter tier teams, so they're definitely not teams to be messed with. You know, I think that they're really dominating in their aspects that they can. And I'm really hoping that Life can use some of that team grouping and team coordination that they use for Launchpad in here in Control Point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if Nano is able to improve on their team coordination more, they could be that much more of a terrifying team to play against.
Absolutely.
Especially against the rest of the Sprinter tier teams.
They're doing a lot of strategy talk. I love watching someone command their team around.
Use their hands and all that.
It's just something that only VR can show.
Yeah. You wouldn't be talking strategy in a CSGO lobby. You would just be in some sort of chat imagining what the other people look like. But this really kind of puts you in the locker room environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Looks like Nano might be ready and .com doing a little buck dance for them. That's fun to see.
Can we see what it looks like? Oh, he's gone back.
Left. Seems like .com's having a good time playing on the floor today.
Yeah, Nano really getting on the floor a lot.
Maybe they're just having to sit down or something.
Looks like he's tightening his grips or something. You know, what's interesting is I don't think we've seen any stock users from any of these teams. I believe that
But
some of these
they all
teams
have
used
freehand
to.
grips, yeah. It seems like, especially as the skill level of individuals kind of increases over time, they all learn their preferences for stocks or not stocks, and also, especially if you want to have separate movement of the hands for teleporting and for having two different weapons, like for Wildcat or for .com, who are Rocketeers, you really can't use stocks even if you wanted to.
Right. Yeah, totally. Wow. Looks like Nano's ready
just
to
waiting
go.
on Life here.
Life is really getting their stratagems in. I do not think Life wants to lose this. I think Life is really stressing out. I don't know who else Life played this cycle, but I imagine it was someone very difficult. But yeah. Here, let me look at who else they were fighting this cycle. I think that could give us a lot of insight into.
Life's still working on their strategy talk.
Yeah, Nano fighting Life and Southern Cross, two very difficult teams, but Life, they're fighting Nano and TBDI. So a lot of higher tier Sprinter teams. I mean, these are not
easy matchups for either of these teams here.
No.
We're starting to get into the stage where a lot of the different teams are in the right roster, the right tier, I guess, for their team's skill level, and starting to have more even matches as these different teams fight each other. I feel like Nano both teams are good. Both teams have some very good players, but Nano probably at this point has the more potential to move up to Dasher if they can really get that teamwork honed in here, especially for Launchpad. Losing that Launchpad just really
It's gonna hurt
hurts
their
them
MMR.
because they do so well on the waterway match, and possibly are going to do so well in the control point as well.
Well, they only got 4 more minutes to keep on talking. Let's hope they get it moving here pretty soon. You know, Life, not a new team either. I think this matchup really shows that Nano, a brand new team, kind of came out of nowhere, joined a little bit last minute and right before the league starts, and is now, you know, possibly going to win against a veteran team. I think a lot of people would agree that none of these new teams are something that you really can just glance over.
Yeah, exactly. All of these teams are starting to gain experience as they continue to play in different matches and really come into their own. And most of these teams have a lot of unique personality associated with them, built up by the players that are on their rosters, talking in the Discord, or also you can see how they play in their unique style during the game, even if they take up similar positions, especially on Launchpad per se. Everyone has their unique approach to the similar roles, which is fun to see. Seems like Life just about ready here. If you want to go ahead and get the drone out,
Yeah,
you can
let them know.
we're ready too.
Let's get it moving.
Alright. Got some thumbs up. Now we're just waiting for them to start the match.
They got a quadruple check that I'm ready. Man, they're really running this clock out.
There we go. All right.
Finally. All right. Whose rollout do we want to see?
We could just drone in the middll.
You know what? Sure.
Go.
Let's see how the teams come into the middle here. Oh, Life getting it from... Oh, man. A good immediate battle.
And it seems like Life was able to get the better hold on this central button here. They really do not want to lose this. Nano able to take it back, but Red quickly able to get a player onto the button and draw focus away from the rest of the Nano team. And of course, this is going to be very back and forth. It's going to be hard to commentate on anything in specific as this back and forth red blue keeps happening.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot more Nano on point. Something I'm seeing Life do is, like, just right there, they'll have multiple people go in for the button at the same time. That's something you really want to try to practice not doing, because if all three people are pressing buttons, that means that that's 2 people who aren't shooting. It also means that if they ever get explosives up, man, it's over for them. That could be a triple.
Despite that, Life still with the early lead. They keep getting these holds on the button, as Nano kind of doing the opposite of what's Life doing. They send only one person even close to the button and have the rest of the players either dead or in long range trying to shoot anyone as they come in to recover it after Nano presses that button there.
Absolutely. I think really what's showing here is that Life is better at setting up. I think this is that teamwork we were talking about. If you pay attention, you know, Nano, they don't super seem to be getting into good positions. They just kind of seem to keep on moving. They get a little impatient in between kills. Meanwhile, Life, as soon as they have the button controlled, they go right to the spots they need to be. They know exactly where they need to be for perfect sight lines and getting those kills. So Life is just barely in the lead, I think, because of that positioning.
Because of that positioning versus kill power. This seems to be, in more ways than one, an example of skill versus experience. Not to say that either team is unskilled or unexperienced, but that's really where Nano shines, is with the skill, and where Life shines with the experience.
Absolutely. Something I'd like to point out with Nano is a lot of them going negative, Mech are going 2 and 8, but Future Chain going 15 and 6.
That is a ridiculous
I'd like
kill
to go
death
see
ratio.
what Future Chain is
I wonder
doing.
whether they're not pushing. No, it seems like they're hanging out on the button. They're just able to keep winning those fights, especially with that shotgun. They can get right up into your face. finally getting taken out. That's just their 7th death this round. They're probably just the type of player who's able to be all over the place, every single direction at once.
Absolutely. It looks like Nano finally getting the upper hand here. Just barely in the lead.
And then Life went ahead and took that right back, and now they're getting into some stable positions.
This is extremely close. This could be even closer than the 50 that I predicted if the match is going the way that it is now.
Yeah. Seems like both of these teams, when they do have control of the button, they get to hold it for a good 20, 30 seconds, and then the other team's able to take it back for a similar amount of time before having to lose it again.
Ooh, I love the SMG play here. You don't see SMGs used too much. Look at that, again, Life got multiples on the button holding it.
And now they're really starting to pull ahead, as long as they're able to keep Nano from getting these button presses here, which it looks like they just got. So if Nano's able to hold it for another good 20 seconds or so, they're able to get right back into this game.
Man, it looks like Nano really likes their one pistol, one shotgun grouping. They got at least 2 that are... Oh, and they got the shield! Oh man, I love the shield play.
Working out for them there, but I'm sure there's going to be a time for when the rest of Nano is alive along with the shield player.
Blue team has captured the control point.
And they're still only about 30 behind Life and have control of the button currently. They're all hanging out on the same side of the button underneath the scoreboard.
Exactly, and really you would like to see them be in different positions so they can cover different sight lines. You know, if they're all looking the same direction, that's just asking for a flank, that's asking for an explosive.
Or at the very least, asking to just let Life approach the button freely until they get into that close combat, which Life is seeming to be able to win enough times to still have the lead at this point in the game.
Oh, Night Owl getting a double. Can he get a triple? Gets the button. Triple! Let's see if he can get a 4th kill.
That was the type of team wipe they needed to make sure that Nano can't catch up in this match. By continuing to pull ahead.
Ooh, Night Owl being sure not to click the button. You see 2 Life go on to button, but Night Owl was smart enough not to go on 2. It would have been sad to see 3 Life all touch the button at the same time.
Yeah,
oh, 4 kills, 5 kills.
For one of Nano to just be taking pot shots there.
Can we get up to 6? I'd love to see Knight get something like 10.
Life having a solid hold here. It seems like Nano might be trickling in just a little bit too much, and Future Tane with their 27 kills and 18 deaths. That's insane. It's not quite enough to make sure that Nano has control of the button until just now.
Look, it's like I said, Control Point definitely it's a game of killing, but you know, you can't do it alone, and Future Chain I think is the perfect example of that. He's a killer, same with .com, they're getting a lot of kills, but they're not getting the button enough to support it. They're kind of falling behind here. It's not so even as it used to be.
That was a good brief little hold from Future Chain, but not quite able to solo hold the button there. And Life just winning that team fight by 1 player, able to get control of the button once again.
Oh, if I was Nano, I'd be stressing out right now. I'd be trying to switch up my strategy.
We're getting to the point where it's more and more difficult to make a recovery as you kind of get used to the other team's play styles. If one team doesn't switch something up, or rather, if the team that's behind doesn't switch something up with their strategies drastically at this point, there's just no chance of coming back, even if they're close. A lot of people riding that top rail, Mecker not quite able to clear it out. Life still having control of that button and able to distract Nano from it. Nano not quite able to get a good balance between approaching the button and ignoring the Life players in order to get control of that button versus killing players. It seems like more often than not they focus on killing a player and clearing around the button first and then taking it.
Which, you know, I mean, that's definitely a strategy. I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but generally speaking, it's nice to capture the button and run away, especially since capturing a button gives you a dash, so it's basically free. You capture the button, you get their attention away from you, and then you can just kill them while they're moving for the button. And not only that, but you get a point.
That's where a lot of the teamwork and moving in all at once becomes important, is you can have some players focus on the killing, and some focus on keeping control of that button in your hands and away from the enemy. Nano getting a decent hold on the button here. Life not quite able to take it back. They will have to hold it for another 40 straight seconds in order to catch up to Life here.
man.
They're starting to do. They've crossed the 200 benchmark, but
Blue team
I don't think it'll be enough. I
Life
mean, they're
almost
full
50 ahead.
behind, yeah.
captured the control point.
Oh man, Butter's been missing all of his shots.
Not
Not
quite
guns in
able
a
to
very
get them.
weird angle.
I think it's just because they're so low to the ground right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, Nano has a lot of younger players on their team. They definitely could be a little too short for the.
For shooting over the button. That would be good for button holding though.
It sure would be.
Life once again,
Blue
control of
team
that button.
has captured the control
More
point.
than 50 ahead at this point.
Red team has captured the control point. Blue team has captured the control
It's just
point.
very back and forth, and
Red team has
it
captured
seems
the
like
control
Life is
point.
getting control of that button 2 out of every 3 times. Nano only able to get control 1 out of 3, and that's just enough for Life to have a
Take the
solid
lead.
lead at this point.
Yeah,
really,
I mean, they're 20 seconds away from winning at this point. coming
really
up on
Nano would
15.
need a miracle if they're going to end up getting the win here.
Absolutely. This is the time where Nano should start getting, holding some buttons if they can, get some team wipes if they can. I mean, I'm not sure there really is anything that Nano can do at this point. Even if they get a miracle team wipe, they'll be back in 5 seconds.
All Life really needs to do is have everyone on their team hold onto the button
At the
for,
exact
for
same
10
time.
seconds. Yeah. Which it doesn't seem like they're doing. It seems like they're continuing to play consistent, which is good for them.
Red team has captured
But that's it.
Oh, that's a
Team
life win.
wins.
231 versus 300.
Unexpected for me. I guess I underestimated just how much Life's team coordination was going to carry the day for them here.
Exactly.
Good
let's
good
look at
plays
the
from both
scores here.
teams though. Future Chain with 49 and kills and 32 deaths. Top killer this match, but .com with a score of 10,000 is going to make them the top dasher here.
First elimination.
I did not change it. All right, we'll just keep with the normal game here.
Yeah, as we continue to figure out how casting works and the mechanics of things, we'll get better about that. I think I've seen other casters make that same type of mistake there.
Yeah. Well, it's the classic G-Man of never switching the sides of the colors.
Yeah, but good matches from both teams. That was very exciting to watch, and there's a lot to learn from how both teams played today. I hope both teams are proud of themselves and are able to continue to improve as we continue to go through this league season.
Absolutely. I think we'll watch Nano with great interest
Yeah.
and see how they go. I'd really like to see Nano stay in Sprinter tier. Same with Life, really. I mean, they're both definitely Sprinter tier teams, if not better. Definitely just Nano needs to work on that teamwork, grouping up, and I think Life just, I think they just got a little unlucky, honestly. I think a little bit more killing, a little bit tiny bit better positioning. They maybe could have stolen a launch pad, but I think that was a great game.
Yeah. And that's going to be all for today. We'll post the recording of this match, and this is not Gollum.
And this is Willow. Until our next cast.